Wentz Financial Group presents Zips Basketball Weekly with John Groce. Investment management for your lifetime. Brought to you by Akron Children's Hospital and Bryant Heating and Cooling. And now your host, Joe Dunn.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to a brand new week of Zips Basketball Weekly with head coach John Groce. It's brought to you all season long by the Wentz Financial Group. Well, the Zips right now with 17 wins in the season, 10 of those in the Mid-American Conference as we get ready for the final 2 weeks of the regular season, including a big Friday night game down in Athens against the Ohio Bobcats, nationally televised game. That will be a special 6 o'clock tip-off down in Athens. And Coach, here we go. We're getting back to a regular season.
No question. These last 2 weeks will be a little bit more normal with the way the schedule's laid out. And it's, I'm proud of the guys for the way they've stuck with it. We've now had, whether it's 8-17, 4-8, 3-5, 3 different times. Like, it's been jam-packed, right? And I think the thing, we've talked a lot about, Joe, the academic piece, trying to stay caught up there. Physical, mental, emotional health, trying to make sure we take care of the guys there. The thing I've learned as a coach is how much I miss practice.
Sure.
We haven't had a chance. You watch the film, then it's one day, next game. And so to address some of those things here, these upcoming 2 weeks, I think will be good for us. Now, we won't get a lot because it's late. You can't do too much physically, but we'll actually be able to legitimately practice a time or two here the next couple weeks, which I think will be really helpful to us.
Exactly. Coach, the week didn't start out that well, but it certainly finished strong with that positive win up at Eastern Michigan on Saturday afternoon. And as we sit here right now, ready for the final 2 weeks of the regular season, you got to feel pretty good about your team is where they're at right now.
Yeah, I thought we took a step. Yeah. You mentioned it yesterday, first step, with our team in terms of, we obviously had a new rotation. And I thought those guys really had great teamism in the Eastern Michigan game. I thought we were really connected. I thought we played with some toughness. We were super engaged emotionally, mentally, and physically. And that was good to see. Now, we made some mistakes that we need to get cleaned up, but I really thought that we competed.
Let's go back up to Kalamazoo, Michigan this past Tuesday night, pick up action as the Zips take on the Western Michigan Broncos. And Coach, they hadn't won a lot of games, but boy, they had a lot of new players, and it seems like the chemistry for Western was just starting to kick in for the regular season.
Yeah, they didn't have their whole roster, the whole non-conference part of the year, and then so it's taken them a little time to get some traction. But the biggest thing is in college basketball, when you have two guards like B. Artis White and Lamar Norman on any given night, those guys can strike you. And obviously both of them did here at home. And to be quite frank, we led for more of the game in Kalamazoo than we did the one here in Akron because of those two guys.
Exactly.
And finally Norman got going in the second half in this game, and I thought he made a huge impact and was a big reason why they came back and beat us. But all in all, I thought our start wasn't great. Obviously, once we subbed, we really started playing well, thought we were better on the backboard, had a 3-point lead at the half, and had positioned ourselves pretty well after a slow start.
Exactly. You went big in that first half, Coach, which I thought was one of the turnarounds in that first half. You had Aziz in the middle with Ali and Freeman. That's a pretty big lineup for this league.
Yeah, great size. And we felt like we needed to do it, Joe, because we were getting beat up pretty good on the backboard. They had gotten 7 of their first 14 misses back. Once we went big and the next 8 shots they missed, they didn't get a single one of them back. So, I thought we were impacting the game on the glass a little bit better by going big.
You went on a nice 10-0 run late in the first half. Aziz Bendago had a nice putback dunk and take your first lead at 25-24. And even though you got that bad start, now you've turned things around on the road.
Yeah, I thought we positioned ourselves fairly well. And then unfortunately the second half, I just thought our offensive execution combined with our free throw shooting, really cost us in the second half, and the game goes to overtime, and at that point it's anybody's game, and we just didn't make enough plays in the overtime. They did, and unfortunately didn't get the outcome that we wanted.
I thought you did a good job in that first half, Coach, putting fresh guards in because you were chasing their guards around defensively. They have a couple of good ones.
Yeah, they really do. B. Artis White and Norman are terrific, as we just talked about. Those guys can really play and put up big numbers and are explosive offensively. Obviously we're able to contain B. Artis a little bit better than we did in game one. And Norman, we did a good job on him, Joe, in the first half.
Exactly.
And then the second half, he really got going and made some key plays for them late.
I thought Garvin Clark came in and gave you some quality minutes. He had a real nice pass on the fast break down to a streaking Freeman, and then he also won a 50-50 ball, which is key, gives you another possession.
No question. I thought the bench gave us great minutes for the most part. Those guys really came in and changed the script a little bit there after we got off to the slow start in the first 4 minutes.
I think we had a 4-point lead late in the game, Coach, and they caught us and went into overtime. Now, when you go into overtime on the road, who do you think's got the momentum right now? Did you feel we had it, or do they have it?
You know, I don't know. I mean, I've been doing it a long time. I've seen it go both ways.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to predict that. I just know you got to make more plays than the other team, and we unfortunately we didn't in the overtime. They made more positive plays than we did.
You talk about missed free throws too, Coach. A lot of coaches kind of ignore that and just let the players work it out. It seems like the more you talk about it, the more they think about it. What's your philosophy on that?
Just exactly that.
Yeah.
You know, we just keep doing what we've been doing. Now, obviously, tactically, especially in off seasons, over the course of a 6-month off season, we will work with guys to change mechanics, routine, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
But it's tough to do it midstream. You know, especially obviously in the middle of the game. You know, it's like a golfer that's thinking too much about all his technique and while he's actually putting during the actual golf match. So it's difficult to do that, but you know, we'll continue to work with our guys, and I've got confidence. We're a better shooting team from the line than what we showed against Western, but unfortunately it got us.
Exactly. Well, the Zips lose a tough one, open up the week in overtime. We're going to take a break, come back and look at highlights from that tough loss in Northern Illinois right after this on Zips Basketball Weekly.
The difference with Wentz Financial Group is that we do not have a cookie-cutter answer to any of our clients' needs. Every day is completely different in the market, and every client situation is unique. We value the opportunity and responsibility to manage the hopes and dreams of our 3,000 customers nationwide.
Come see the difference Wentz Financial Group can make for your financial future. Wentz Financial Group. Investment management for your lifetime.
This is my back before surgery, and then this was it after. These things are in my back right now, helping keep it straight so I get to go back to dance with my friends.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you, Chloe. From my perspective, there is nothing that I wouldn't let you do. Really, all the credit for how well you're doing is just you and how hard you've worked to get back to where you are. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome back to Zips Basketball Weekly with head coach John Groce as we get set to look at highlights of that rescheduled game against Northern Illinois this past Thursday night. And Coach, we just played Northern. Seems like a few days before that. Now you got to come back and play them again. Does much change? You got the same game plan, or how's that work?
We changed a little bit, made a few wrinkles. They did as well, but you know, for the most part, at that time of the year, this time of the year, you are who you are.
Right.
And I thought we played significantly better than what we did against Western offensively. That wasn't even close. Unfortunately, the second half, you know, they shot 64% from the field. It's tough to win when the opponent does that, and they made a lot of tough shots. But we led, Joe, for 34 minutes of the game.
You're right.
And that's the disappointing part, obviously. We needed to close it out, much like the Western game where we didn't close it out, really primarily due to our free throw shooting in regulation in the Western game. This one here, we just didn't make enough plays at the very end. Needed to close a little bit better than what we did. And obviously had a busted possession on the last possession of the game. We needed to get more of a quality shot on that possession and execute what we had called. So all in all, we played a little bit better, but still not up to our standards, certainly defensively in the second half.
You can see the Zips are off to an early start. Akron was up 7-2, then 14-8. Game started. Vandago had a nice early block and Dawson a three. That's when you get the big guy blocking shots, that kind of plants a seed the rest of the game.
Yeah, we've had, you know, obviously great starts now with the last two games, Northern and Eastern starting the big lineup. And the thing that was disappointing there, and you see the highlights are about near halftime here, is we're up 3 at the half and felt like we should have been up 10 plus. And it was because of offensive turnovers. We had 9 in the first half, and they were sloppy turnovers. We were either scoring or turning the ball over. Our defense was impactful, and I'm looking at that stat sheet like, man, we should be up 10, and we weren't. I thought we lost a chance to capitalize there and distance ourselves.
Northern took their first lead of the game about halfway through, Coach. I think there's about 12 and a half minutes left, and they finally catch us, and they lead 34-33, and then game is on the rest of the way.
Yeah, no question. Nip and tuck, right? Back and forth, a few possessions here or there. And I thought our guys battled. Unfortunately, they made some plays. Now, Keyshawn Williams made some really tough twos, as did Caleb Thornton, their point guard, made some tough shots in the second half. And but again, I thought the first half where we're up, we needed to capitalize more. We needed to be up more than what we were. And we had played well enough to do that, aside from some sloppy jump stop, passing, catching, turnovers. We needed to be more fundamentally sound in that first half on the offensive end.
Zips are up 54-51, about 5 minutes left to go. Had a nice entry pass, Coach, to Aziz from Castaneda. I thought he played well in that game.
He did play well. He's getting better. We talked about him earlier. I really like how much he's improved as the seasons move forward. I think his experience this year is really going to help him a lot. 1:30
left, Coach. The game's tied 59-59. Needed to make some plays, but seemed like they made a few more down the stretch.
They did, and they had better, quality possession there on their last one than we did on ours. We needed to do a better job with that.
Zips lose it 66-63, but things got better. A nice win up at Eastern Michigan. We're going to take a break, come back and look at the highlights of that nice win right after this.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family warm this winter,
here, let me show you how this works.
It takes Bryant.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
And to keep your family comfortable, it takes E.H. Roberts Heating and Cooling. Find them at ehroberts.com.
What we make right here at the University of Akron
holds up under pressure.
What we make climbs the ladder and leads to record highs.
What we make lifts us all
and makes us all better.
With everything we make, everyone rises.
Well, the Zips up at Ypsilanti, Michigan on Saturday afternoon, and it was a nice win. Got the Zips back on that winning trajectory. And Coach, I talked to you after the game. You were happy with the way your team played against Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, biggest thing is we wanted to play extremely hard. We wanted to be together. We wanted to have a team vibe, our whole roster about the team. Yep. And I thought we were from start to finish. Thought we were connected. Thought our communication was as good as it's been all year. The guys' engagement, even at halftime, Joe, people don't get to be in there, obviously, with us. But, I always ask them, what do you guys see out there? Very productive talk, especially from our older players. Obviously, we made a couple adjustments heading into the second half and that I thought were good for us. But just, great win. We made a lot of mistakes, but I thought we had the right mindset and the right heart set.
Yeah, the one thing I noticed on Saturday, Coach, you really never let Eastern get any type of run or momentum. You led from the start and kind of went on and won it big at the end.
We did, and I thought our defense was super impactful, obviously, holding them to 48 or whatever it was. But we did a good job, defensively. And that, when you defend and you take care of the ball, which we did a pretty good job of that, we had 12, and you rebound, you always have a chance no matter where you're playing the game. So I thought, defense, rebounding, and taking care of the ball, I always tell them travels. And it certainly traveled against Eastern.
Let's go back up to Eastern Michigan, Ypsilanti, Michigan. Watch highlights as Zips win number 17 on the season. And, Coach, you get off to a nice quick start. You're up 9-4. 2 drives to the hoop by Castaneda. Then Michael Wynn comes off the bench, does some good things, so you're off to a good start up at Eastern.
Yeah, what a screen there by Dawson to put us up get us to 7 points there. Unbelievable screen. Those are the things, obviously, that are important to us that really sometimes don't show up on a stat sheet. But you see Mike Wynn making a couple plays here. I thought his 21 minutes were absolutely terrific with 9 points, 4 rebounds, a steal. He had a couple really nice interior passes. Thought his minutes were super impactful coming off the bench.
Zips are going to go up 25-14, then 30-18. They're up by 12. And finally, with 2.5 minutes to go, you're up by 8. And I thought that the tip-in by Freeman at the end of the first half, any thoughts that Eastern had of getting back? That's tough to go into halftime, and the guy just tipped one in at the buzzer on you.
No, both he and Aziz can really get you on the backboard. They protect the rim with their size on the other end of the floor. And, their size really, I thought, impacted the game.
The one thing I also noticed about Eastern, they have not won a lot of games, but boy, they've got 3 quality freshmen on that roster, and if they can hang on to those guys, they're going to be tough in the future.
Yeah, they're young. Yeah, they are, no question about it. And if obviously, from the first time we played, I do think the first time we played them here at the Jar, which we won by 2 points, without a couple of those freshman guards you're talking about, got our guys' attention. We knew what they were capable of. Obviously, we've been through a lot this week. With the stretch we have been on, and I thought our guys were really dialed in.
Zips are up 39-24 at the half. That's a 15-point lead as Freeman tips one in right at the buzzer. So we go into the second half with a lot of momentum, and then Castaneda comes up, and it's a 2-pointer right away in the second half. We're off and running again.
Yeah, no question about it. Got off to a good start both halves. I thought we just played really well together. I thought our shot selection was really good. Did a lot of really good things. There you see really powerful play there by Ali. Good to see him play with that type of force.
Now, Ali did not start the last 2 games, Coach. We mentioned that at the end of the broadcast on radio, but I got the indication he may be back in the starting lineup pretty soon.
Yeah, we'll see. Obviously that was coach's decision, but he and I certainly are on the same page.
Zips are up by 18 in that second half, 50-37, and it kind of coasted the rest of the way, Coach. They really never got back into it. Ali's going to hit a deep 3 with about 4 minutes to go, and there was a little pause in there in that second half, Coach. I thought they were trying to make a little bit of a run. I think you called a timeout and settled things down.
Yeah, I got to about 12 or so.
Right.
Yeah, no question about it. And the guys came out and we executed, and I just thought we were really dialed in and had a really good disposition.
Zips are going to win this one 67-48, and Coach, you get back on the winning note right now. We're going to have 4 games left in the regular season, and we go up to Cleveland. But how important was it to get that nice win and get the confidence back with this basketball team?
Well, I think, when you're dealing with 18 to 23-year-olds, I think it's important. For me, it's more about playing well, and I've tried to tell them that. Obviously, during that 3-game losing streak, we played exceptionally well against Kent. We just lost the game, Tuesday against Western, had a great defensive performance. Offense was lacking. Thursday, I thought we were a lot better. Offense was way better, but the defense wasn't as good in the second half. We didn't play very well on that end of the floor. Eastern, more of a complete performance.
I guess it was, 3 games in 5 days, Coach? I got that right now. And now, as we mentioned a couple times.
Losing track now, Joe. It's been a lot. It's been challenging. It's taught me a lot as a coach. I think our players have really embraced it, and I give them a lot of credit. That's 3-5, 3-5, 3-5. That happened 3 times.
Yeah.
And we're able to win 7 of those 9 games. It's hard to do, and give our players credit.
Exactly. Nice win up at Eastern Michigan. We're going to take a break, come back. We're going to announce our Players of the Week right after this, so don't go away.
Even if this is the 3-point line, and this is the hoop, if this is home ice, and this is sticking the landing, kids will find a way to keep playing the sports they love, and we'll keep helping them. After an injury, Akron Children's is dedicated to getting your child back to the game as quickly and safely as possible, however they play it. Learn more at akronchildrens.org/sports.
The difference with Once Financial Group is that we do not have a cookie-cutter answer to any of our clients' needs. Every day is completely different in the market, and every client situation is unique. We value the opportunity and responsibility to manage the hopes and dreams of our 3,000 customers nationwide.
Come see the difference Wentz Financial Group can make for your financial future. Wentz Financial Group. Investment management for your lifetime.
All right, now it's time to name our Players of the Week. How about our Player of the Week? Ali, a 6'8 sophomore from Kendallville, Indiana, came off the bench against Northern Illinois and Eastern Michigan to lead the Zips in scoring. Coach, he was 5 for 8 in 3-pointers during those past 2 games, and even though he didn't start, he played over 30 minutes against the Huskies and the Eagles and had a combined 7 rebounds and a couple of assists, 37 points in the last 2 games.
No, he's been terrific. For the majority of the year, he's been very, very consistent. And is continuing to grow and get better and learn mentally how to embrace this new challenge of being one of the dudes.
Yeah.
It's a different role. And I enjoy coaching him. As I've said before, he's intelligent. He works at it, cares about winning, He's growing and evolving, and it's pretty neat to see his transformation as a player.
Yeah, he's kind of got that old-fashioned set shot. You let him set his feet. He loves to shoot from the corner. Surprised more people don't come up in him, but he's got that quick first step too.
Yeah, he has the ability to play off the bounce.
Yeah.
You know, he's a three-level guy. I mean, he can score at the rim, and need him to do that more and be a little bit more physical with his finishes in and around the rim. He is crafty, which serves him well and helps our team. And then he obviously has the ability to be a tough two-maker, and particularly in the paint. You know, he's good there. So that's rare in today's game.
Right.
And then obviously the ability to shoot the three.
Exactly. Congratulations to Ali, our player of the week. How about our player on the rise, a guy that's coming on strong? How about Aziz Bandago, the 7-foot freshman from Senegal, Africa, in the NBA Academy in Africa? Had his best game as a Zip against Western Michigan, had 9 points, 4 rebounds, 2 block shots. He's getting the start right now, Coach, and a little bit of improvement each game. You can see it coming.
No question. He had a good week, especially in 2 of the 3 games, and you know, just continuing to get better. It's amazing when you think about, you know, Ali, sophomore, Freeman, sophomore, Bandago, freshman. Like, we're so young up front, and obviously those guys are all talented, and you know, trying to learn and grow mentally as well as the physical aspect. You know, we're super excited not only about how they're playing now, I think, but certainly their future beyond this year.
Yeah, that's my next question, Coach. We don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, but in the offseason, what do you want to do with Aziz to get him bigger and better?
Exactly what you said in the first part, bigger, muscle mass. You know, obviously the experience is helping him as well, and we need to continue to grow skill set, work on free throw shooting, et cetera, et cetera. But, you know, this has been a good foundational year for him. And it's different. You know, he hasn't played at the college level, so much different than playing where he came from in Africa.
Sure.
You know, it's different. It's a different type of game, and I think he's learned quite a bit.
Congratulations to Aziz Bandago, our player on the rise. As we said, the Zips back to a regular season. Just 4 games left in the regular season. Bowling Green comes to town on Tuesday, then Zips down at Athens on Friday night to take on the Bobcats at 6 o'clock. But Coach, Bowling Green, boy, the preseason, everybody's picking Bowling Green maybe to win this thing, and they're coming in Tuesday needing a win. That's going to be a big game.
No, it is going to be a big game, you know, and figuratively speaking this week, you know, the way we can kind of characterize the 2 games, you better have your track shoes on Tuesday, figuratively speaking, and your boxing gloves on Friday, figuratively speaking. You know, so it's just the way it is. You know, you got to be ready for the physicality of Ohio on Friday night. You've got to be ready to run up and down on Tuesday, because their tempo's the number one tempo in our league. They want to try to play the game high scoring, and you know, we got to make sure that we're ready to go.
Another nationally televised game on Friday night, Coach. You've played a lot of Friday games, and this is going to be a big one down in Athens against the high-flying Bobcats.
Yeah, no question. It'll be a great environment in there, and we'll look forward to competing. But we've got to get ready for Bowling Green first. Yeah. We've got great respect for Coach Huger, and certainly how good and how potent their offense is. It's going to be a real test for our defense.
Exactly. Talking about Ohio, they've got one of the better point guards in the league, and Mark Sears has 24 points the first time we saw him, Coach. So another good backcourt.
He's dynamic. There's a lot of really good guards in our league this year, really top to bottom. Makes it challenging for your defense every night as you're scheming against them and defending them.
Exactly. Well, Coach, congratulations on that nice win up at Eastern Michigan. We'll be back next week to hopefully talk about 2 more big wins. For head coach John Groce, I'm Joe Dunn. See you back here next week, and always remember, go Zips.
Wentz Financial Group presents Zips Basketball Weekly with John Groce. Investment management for your lifetime. Brought to you by Akron Children's Hospital and Bryant Heating and Cooling. Thanks for watching, and go Zips!
This has been a presentation from Learfield,